would like to request Mr. Pathik Vat, who was very close to Mrinal Sen during the making of Genesis. We would like to hear from you, Mr. Vat.
Namaskar. My name is Pathik Vat and I live in Mumbai now. I started my career in Mrinal. And the first film was, my career first film was Genesis. Before I start sharing my experience, I want to thank the organizer who organized this function and all the people who have come here to celebrate such a good occasion. And I'm especially thankful. Yesterday also I thanked the organizer that seeing our own Mamta Didi and today even Gautam, that's a very personally, it's very great pleasure for me. We are a great fan of Gautam film also. And last time when I came to Kolkata, I told Dr. Drishti Kumar also that I want to meet Gautam Da, because a friend of mine, Surendra Pratap Singh, SSP Singh, wrote the dialogues for PAR, which is a great film. And he is the person who introduced me to Mrinal. Me and Surendra Pratap Singh wrote the dialogues of Genesis, and I assisted Mrinal in direction. Now I'll tell you something totally different and personal experiences, which how a one young person, I was 20 something at that time, and in 86 technology was not like this, and cinema and dreaming this that you will work with Mrinal in person who is born in village in Haryana. You know, we Haryanis are known for boxing or all wrestling or so many other things, but not to get a chance to work with Mrinal. Then I was in Delhi University studying over there, and I used to write poem, doing script play, and used to watch all kind of films. Then one day I was going in a bus with my script play group, and I saw the poster of Ek Din Prithvi. I go down from the bus and I saw 2-3 other posters. And big retrospective function was going on in Mrinal films. I don't know why. I was that time, I think 19 or 20, 19. That poster itself communicated something to me, which is very unusual. You know, that poster inspired me something in me, and it changed me, and that I would see this film. Sardar Hazmi knew me, and he used to call me Chotu, and he was there, and all Delhi's bureaucrats, you know, they are all very, when they want to show themselves that Gautam Da keep on going to Delhi, so he knows that they are intellectuals, and you know, they will be serving their master in different way. But when it comes to, they will always say they are side of the common people. So they will rush to watch the film of Mrinal Da or Gautam Da or, you know, cinema which is relevant, the cinema of relevance or cinema of change. There was no chance for me to see that film, as all buses were not there for me, no tickets were there. So I saw Sardar and I said, Sardar bhai, mujhe dekhna hai. And I think, if I'm not wrong, he was part of West Bengal Information Center that time. So he said, he spoke to me in Hindi and कहा ये बांग्ला में फिल्म है और तुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा और इसमें सब टाइटल भी नहीं है, तो बोर हो जाएगा, ये ऐसा अमिताभ बच्चन का फिल्म नहीं है. तो मैंने नहीं, ये पोस्टर देखा ना, मुझे देखना है. Then I went and he said, now there are no passes. So he wrote, you know, one old ticket was there of some theatre play. Behind that, he wrote, you know, Chotu, please permit him to watch the show. Now that is, Gotunda, the beginning of a filmmaker in me. With that, every day I will go and watch the film of Mrinal. Sometimes the gatekeeper will not allow me, say, what is this? And in typical Delhi Punjabi, he say, Sanu ki bataye, Sanu ki bataye, Sadar aajne lage, tane leka. Ode back. So I will wait till the last person go inside. Then he will look at me, as it is, I am Chotu, so he will feel not, beard was not there that time. Then he will say, Daya aa jati thi. So sometimes I will miss the beginning of the film also. But more than the money, I used to keep that check written by Sardar Hasmi in my pocket, where it's like a, all route pass to go travel anywhere. It's more like a visa. Then, एक दिन प्रतिदिन मृग्या खारिज अकाले संहारी. And one day we friends were standing at the bus stop, and I said, I want to work with Mrinal. The friend who was a theatre artist, now he works in television serial and he's an actor in Mumbai. He laughed, and he laughed like this, ha 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 ha. You want to work with Mrinal? He is an international director. What do you think? A friend of mine, she was one friend, she was also standing there. She said, look, I know Basu Bhattacharya, my brother knows him. If you want, I can help you to, if you can go to Bombay and work with Basu Bhattacharya. So I am, see, they say beggar can't be chooser, but I was a beggar who was chooser. I said, Basu Bhattacharya ke saath mujhe kaam nahi karna hai. I want to work with Mrinal. Basuda was a great filmmaker. Some of these films were very good. I have seen it also. But I said no. Now such is the, when you follow your dream. And I'll say something what happened later when I met Mrinal. So I refused that. My father died. I appeared for FPI, cleared the test, everything happened. But since I was not lucky to, meet Mrinal came to Delhi. Because in Delhi, a lot of meetings used to happen, film festival, national award, one of his film got. So I rushed there, film festival director, told that Vigyan Mohan festival used to happen. Couldn't meet. Then I was in Mumbai, and in Mumbai I met Sai Paranpes, joined one film, starting assisting her, and the film closed. Dharmendra was producing. One fine day, SP Singh phoned a common friend. He said, Mrinal is looking for a boy who knows Hindi, who can write dialogues on the location, and who can handle the stars or actors. So Surendra Pratap Singh told me, since I had worked with Mr. Dharmendra, he said, you are the right person, one who can handle Dharmendra, he can handle anybody. So I said, no, it's not like that, but I would like to meet. I'm not sure whether Mrinal will keep me. We waited, Mrinal was going to come, it was almost 20 days. Every day I will wait for Surendra Pratap Singh call on a PP number, those days no mobile, that SP phone will come, nothing happened. One day he phoned, he said, Mrinal is in office, come. I was staying in suburb, this place called Andheri, almost 30 kilometers from Times of India building in Mumbai. And I was with a friend, in normal, how any unemployment youth anywhere in the city is, in his 20s. I said, I have to meet Mrinal. It's like, how bride wanted to be best to see a groom. It's like that. I said, I must go home and change. So, another actor friend of ours, he had locked the flat and gone out. I was in very bad t-shirt. Then I went to another actor friend house, and he was as tall as anybody can be, and I borrowed a kurta from him, and his kurta was up to here. But I said, I bought that kurta at least decent than and then Mumbai local trains usually are very punctual. Many of you must have been in Mumbai. But that very day it used to happen, it had to happen, that locals were running late. And I am already late. So, after some time, finally, in a general compartment, by the time I reached, the lift was not working on Times of India building. I choose the stairs, I climbed. My kurta had become something else. And there in SPC office, Manata was waiting for me. And I entered, and my first introduction, my breath, I was like this. So, Nanda looked at me, and I was sure that gone. My dream of so many years, and my friend when laughed that you will going to work, you dream to work with Manada is not, and I could see that all my dreams are grounded. Manada is going to say, get out from there. Then he spoke to Surendra Pratap Singh in Bangla language, and Pratap Singh said, no, he's a fine boy. He was worried, Manada was worried that he's a Bombay struggle boy, and he said, no, he's a journalist, he writes also. Manada asked me first questions, do you have exposure to international cinema? Now think about it. Luckily, being in Delhi, you are privileged because all embassies have the culture center over there. And they have all the, they keep on running cinema. I used to go and watch. I said, yes. He said, tell me. I said, I recently saw the film of Shandroff, German filmmaker. And he looked at me and he said, you are aware of the Shandroff? I said, yes, I have seen entire film. All the 10 films of Shandroff, that selected 10. So he said, okay, very good. Then he told me Shandroff is his friend. I said, wow, another great thing about Manada, and I tell you, after 20 years, how I met in Berlin somebody and what happened. Now my film journey starts, and now comes the cinematic contribution in my life of Manada. Manada told me, you are working with me. Moment he said, you are working with me, I walked down from Times Square building. I had 50 rupees in my pocket. I treated ice cream to myself without thinking what will I do next day. And I felt like the richest man on this earth. Richest man. And first thing next day I did, I sent the wire to that friend of mine, I am working with Medalda, who laughed at me in the university days. During the genesis, sorry, why I am telling you this, that my relationship or my knowing of Medalda is a different level. I was not born in Kolkata, I was not Bengali, I only met him for the Genesis, but Genesis we were shooting at Jaisalmer. We used to remain together for 24 hours. Gautam is there, when you are on an outdoor shooting, you interact much more than when you are shooting in Mumbai or Kolkata. After shooting you go to home and the city is different. So me and Mananda will sit together till 3 a.m. And our next call used to be the 6 a.m. in the morning. And being an assistant director, I will reach the location which is 30 kilometers away around 5:30. So Geeta ji used to say, Mananda, let this boy go and sleep. Why are you waking him till late? But we used to work on dialogues, we used to plan strategy, and I learned basics of cinema. One thing which my experience, great filmmakers and scholars have written about Mananda, but when I met Mananda himself as a filmmaker has done very long journey. Many great films he has made. In Genesis, he was experimenting totally different craft and art. I observed later on that, and learned later on when I started making films, that his editing point, cutting point used to be very clear. He will improvise in between the shot. But he was very sure which is going to be the last scene and what will be his last word or phrase, and from where he will begin it. For me, working facing in front of great actor like Nasir Bhai, Om Bhai, I used to call him, we were friends before Genesis also, and Shabana ji, it was a difficult experience because Mananda used to think in Bangla, then he will tell me in English, I will write dialogue in Hindi, and then I will tell it to Nasir Bhai, Shabana ji, who were great in not only in English, Hindi, in Urdu also. And I was from here. So it's difficult experience, but a very learning experience. Mananda always always gave me the confidence. He could, in fact, there were moments he could easily tell me get out from here because I had lot of shortcomings. मुझे कुछ पता ही नहीं था सिनेमा का. By reading the books, you don't learn cinema. I mean, many of you must be aware, unless you go shoot, you actually don't come to know what cinema is. किताबों में नहीं पढ़ाया जा सकता because as they say, आप घोड़े को तो ट्रेन करके रेस का घोड़ा बना सकते हैं, पर गधे को घोड़ा नहीं बना सकते कभी. तो if in you there is a filmmaker, only then you can become a filmmaker. Editing point, improvisation, these are the two things which I learned at very early age from Mrinal. Some of the dialogues and scene, and he will do in a very humor way, very full of sense of humor. That guy, he will, sometimes Nasib I will be angry, and he will call me sometimes, Pathik, come here. And we enjoy very good relations. I later on did surfers also with him. So I feel a little scared that maybe today is the last day. But then in the evening, Mrinal will say, don't worry, this was a mistake, do it like this. But you were right, no tact. This is what I wanted to communicate. Let's work again on this. One day, I said it yesterday also, how a great filmmaker can do, only he could do. Half scene, we finished. Next of the half, remain on that particular scene, or continuity you have kept in mind. Everything, dialogues you have to kept in mind. And we were supposed to shoot next day. I came back, after dinner and all, I went to his room and I said, Mrinal, this was a mistake I was telling you that time, and I reminded to one of the actors also, and this has happened. He said, no, I understood that time. I will change it, I will improvise it. I said, how will you improvise it? They all know the scene, and how will you improvise now? Next day, we are shooting, how will you? He said, you see it tomorrow. And that is a practical class of any, for any student to learn cinema. Mrinal improvised, and he was very good actor also. He was an encyclopedia, he was the most articulate person I have come across in life. He had words and words. You can't argue with him unless your intentions are correct and you are telling something new. With the actors, he went and he said, no, this is, me and Uma sat last, he used to address me by my first name. Me and Uma sat last night and I thought this will be like this. They didn't even came to know great actors that we have changed the scene. And they were involved in the scene because it's such a nice thing. That has actually given me confidence. I tell you, yesterday also I mentioned that, I should mention here also, improvisation is not only of the scene, but sometimes you improvise your script basic without compromising with the soul. That's what we did in a film called Surfros. An actor called Nawazuddin Siddiqui became known to everyone because that scene of Nawazuddin Siddiqui was not there in the main script of Surfros. After film was complete, we all, producer, director and actor sat together and we realized Amir Khan character is not coming out as we had conceived. Another character, Inspector Salim, is much better, so let's do something. So we improvised 3 scenes. One of them was what Nawazuddin Siddiqui did. And you see, he's a great actor now and I'm very proud of him. But then I realized that night that this confidence in me came from Mrinal, that don't compromise to the soul of your subject, but take a liberty to maximum communication to audience. Because I strongly believe if you can't communicate to your audience, cinema is an art which has music, painting, cinematography. Which art, all art is involved in that. And in spite of that, if you can't communicate to your audience, you are at the loss. Now, last thing I will say, which must make you laugh, and which is something new about Genesis, which I have not read about anywhere. Genesis, perhaps in my knowledge, was the first film in India which we didn't dub it. It has the location sound, and now people claim of the same sound, and a lot of people are there. There was no dubbing was done of that film. All people over there All international people who were there, the technicians were there, they were working there, and I learned over there that we had a mixer and we were recording it. So one person, even slightly, used to make any sounds over here, he will catch it. And my job was to go and stop it. So somebody was pissing little away. The only the sound of its recording said, Nasir Bhai is ready to say his dialogue in the full mode, and he said, some funny sound is coming, we cut it. And I said, what sound? Nasir Bhai is in full mood. So I jumped the wall and went behind. It was somebody, Natada was the one costumes and he was pissing. So first time I learned in that machine in 86, the instrument can be that sensitive, and now everybody is doing that. Thank you so much for tolerating me, and I'm sorry if I taken you.